Hello and welcome to Making a Tidy Video. So today we're going to be teaching you how to do some basics. So the first episode of Fingerboarding Made Simple is just going to be about the Ollie. So the Ollie consists of 3 basic motions. Some say it's 2, but in my opinion it's 3. So the first one is the pop. Just looks something like that. If you learn pop shove it first, which I would definitely doing, I'm just going to do it quick here. They don't require that much explanation. Most people can learn them in like 5 minutes. But all it really consists of, and I'll show this with most people, is flicking your wrist like this. Like, not that. Not much of a pop. Just do a few shove it and catch it with your front finger when you get better at them. Try not to put too much pressure on your board, otherwise you'll loosen the trucks way too quickly and you won't be able to catch it because the board will just go flinging. Just try and be gentle, flick just about enough for it to get around 180 and catch it before it spins any more. You know, a little bit of pop and then it will look something like this. See how the board kind of pop. Then you've got a little block here, which you can do various tricks over. I'd practice my pop shove it over it. Yeah. But you don't need to do pop shove it's that high. They're not too much of an integral trick. You generally just need to get a nice popped one where it looks like that in the air. Once you've got some pop shove it's down, you can try an Ollie. So first just try popping it like that, see where it goes. Probably just going to do now, shove it again. Keep on doing that. Try and put your finger in a different position, because the shove it position looks something like this. You see how my finger's positioned to scoop it around? Your finger will probably naturally go in this position, but for some people it won't. It's kind of, you want to scoop it around. Some finger position is different for different people, but generally it looks something like this for pop shove it's. Now for Ollies, it's going to look something like this. You want to have your finger have enough pressure on the towel to pop it properly, but not too much that the board will flick off. Because if you have it right here, sometimes it will help people, and sometimes it won't. If you can land on it like this, it's fine, but generally you want to have it back on here. Try to learn it with that. And if you land it with 3 fingers first, I wouldn't recommend learning stuff with 3 fingers, but if you're really struggling and you really can't land your Ollie, and you just put 3 fingers on and try it, and you land on with 3 fingers, then try and learn it. And then try and learn it 2 fingers after that, because that's the way I did it. I practiced it ages with 2 fingers, almost landed it, and then switched to 3 fingers and landed it. So a lot of people, 3 fingers is better for a short amount of time. But the problem with 3 fingers is that you can't flick the board as accurately. You can't really Ollie as accurately, and the fact that you have 3 fingers means you've got 3 fingers to land, and you've got 3 fingers to accommodate and move out of the way for tricks like kick flips or, you know, barrel flips or whatever. You know, 2 fingers are more realistic because you have 2 feet on a skateboard and they're much easier to do. You know, I know it might seem counterproductive to have only 2 fingers on there, but trust me, when you have strong fingers, you won't want to use the 3rd one, because the 3rd one will just be weaker than the rest of them. And generally, if you do skate, it's going to be easier because you'll be able to, you know, watch what you do when you skate. If you can Ollie on a skateboard, it's almost exactly the same. Now the only key difference on a fingerboard is what it comes to when you level out. So you know how I said the first one, the popping, kind of pushing. I'm going to get it to pop back in your hands like this. Now, some people find it difficult to do, and that's fine. So what you want to do is you want to get a nice vertical surface, so like this tea mug here. And you just want to put it on the edge and pop off. Pop off and let it fall into your hand. Practice on something vertical like this. You see I'm popping off and kind of airing it out a bit. You know, and first ones will probably look like this. That's fine. But you gradually want to get used to airing out a bit more. And as you get more confident, you want to start practicing on less and less sloped surfaces. And a very good way of doing it is on your leg, because your leg is round. So you can start here and build up till you're basically on flat. And then you want to give it a go on flat. So I'll show you a good Ollie on flat ground in slow motion. If you guys saw that, it went nice and boned out in the air like this. So that's the third step of the Ollie. So first step is the pop. The second step is the flick. So you want to flick your fingers forward. So if you notice how this finger moves forward and both my fingers move forward, it's okay to do if you do drag both fingers, as long as they get back in the first position. You know, or land bolts, which is usually what my arms do, land roughly about here, maybe here. But that's what you really need to do, is kind of flick it forward. It's like you're pushing something forward, really. You're doing the little bit of the pop and then pushing it forward. It's like how when you grab a piece of paper and, you know, you're holding it and you can kind of drag it across in the air. I'll get some piece of paper. Oh, you just use this ruler. You notice how this ruler is almost completely vertical, and look, I can drag it across on my hand. You know, you can catch it, but you notice how even though it's like this much cooked, it should fall off my hand. It's because I'm dragging it with me. And that's basically what you're doing with your fingerboard. So yeah, that's the basic steps for the Ollie and pop shove it. I'll do a few more nice close-ups from different angles. And then the next video will be teaching varial kickflip, which is the easiest flip trick. And then regular kickflip. And I'll show you a breakdown of both those tricks. Some people find kickflips easier, some people find varial kickflips easier. And that's going to be in the next one. But I mean, while you're learning the Ollie, just make sure you spend 10 minutes every day. If you have any other obstacles, you know, you can learn new stuff like that. If you have any vert, you can learn like rock to fakies or whatever. You know, have fun. Don't just limit yourself every single time you fingerboard to just doing Ollies. Have some fun, learn some power slides. You know, there's plenty of tutorials online on tricks that you don't need Ollies to do. And if there isn't, I'll make them. Just put them down in the comments if there's any tricks that you see that you'd like me to teach you. So, yeah, that was Fingerboarding Made Simple, Episode 1. King Retardia, signing off, and I hope you enjoyed.